I'm Adam Gordon. I'm co-founder and CEO at Candidate ID, which is recruitment software for international employers and staffing agencies.
Adam, we're talking about the candidate journey, which is a phrase that we hear sometimes, but I'm not sure everybody understands. What is the candidate journey? What do you mean by that?
So recruitment has become very much a sales and marketing exercise, more so than it ever has been in the past. And one of the reasons for that is to do with the development of technology within recruitment. When I started in recruitment in 1999, candidates couldn't really find much information out about an employer or an opportunity. But now there's an abundance of information online. So what organizations need to try and understand is what kind of information is it that candidates are looking for, and they need to adapt by being able to share the kind of things that people are looking for. It's not just what does the job description look like? It's not just what is it actually like to work here? There's going to be a lot more things that people want, such as what's the company's culture all about? What's the company's values all about? What's the CEO's style and all that sort of thing. So the candidate journey is the steps that a candidate takes from, I think I might be interested in looking for new opportunities, right through to I'm applying for that opportunity.
So even whether it's a gradual process or it's a one-off transaction, what you're saying is it's more about sort of the process of mutual due diligence. The individual is finding out about the organization and the organization is finding out about the individual.
That's absolutely correct. And there's some people who are in the market looking for opportunities today. And for them, they probably just want to go straight to find out what's the company like to work for and what does the job description look like. But for other people that an employer might want to be nurturing over the medium term, there's more of a journey and more pathways that they're potentially going to take. And it could be over years. But if that employer is able to lay breadcrumbs and able to give them the right kind of information in the right channels and the right formats that those candidates are interested in, then they're going to have more people coming towards them and applying and wanting to work for that business.
So how is the candidate journey evolving? What is happening today? How do you see it changing in the future?
So when I started in recruitment, a candidate couldn't get very much information about an employer or an opportunity. And so they needed to talk to a recruiter from the very beginning of the process. Now, however, candidates can get far more information. And so they're going to, according to Boston Consulting Group, they're going to look at 16 different sources of information online before deciding whether or not to apply to that opportunity, with more than half of those being outside of that company's career site. So they're going to go and look at your career's LinkedIn and your career's Twitter and your career's Facebook page and Instagram page. They're going to go and look at your Glassdoor profile. There's a site in the USA which is coming our direction called The Muse, which again is going to be a great source of finding out what's it really like to work here. Employers need to understand what's that real estate online that they can control and they can add things to and they can give messages to those candidates at. And so it's far, far more complex than it was in the past. But the good news is, for those organizations that are really sophisticated about the way that they set out pathways for potential candidates in this candidate journey, different journeys, they're going to drive more people into actually applying or wanting to work for their organization.
Senior executives can look at all kinds of places when they're considering a different opportunity or when they're considering a change of career, but they can also use it in terms of recruiting themselves. So they need to be aware of all these different aspects of the candidate journey. What are some of the factors that come into the senior executive career decision?
I hear from senior executives quite regularly some of the unexpected places that they'll go and find out information about a potential employer. And so they will go and look at the CEO's Facebook page, for example. So there are a lot more opportunities to find out if the culture fit is really going to be there, not just with the organization, but with the CEO.
So you can also find out about things about the company as a whole. You can see where people have given feedback or where they've posted something on Glassdoor or whatever. You've got a lot of opportunities really to do a proper due diligence.
The analytics that you can get on sites like LinkedIn about what types of people have come and joined an organization and who has left and how long they've been there, and where they've come from and where they've gone to are really quite fascinating. And so there's a lot more information that people can find out to make a decision.
So, what's your advice to senior executives today in terms of better understanding the candidate journey? What tips do you have?
Well, it comes back to social media, really. What they need to understand is that candidates are going to look them up online before they turn up for that interview. And if they find that that person's LinkedIn profile or even Facebook page is full of information that makes that candidate more excited about turning up for that opportunity, they're going to be better prepared, and there's going to be better engagement and rapport from the very start of that interview.
So there's a level of information which is out there, you've got to go and find it.
Absolutely. And it's not difficult though. What candidates, including senior executives, need to appreciate is that work and personal have completely converged, and no longer online are people's lives totally separate in the way that they maybe were 5 or 10 years ago.
So it's a more complex but more interesting journey.
Absolutely.